Hello, I'm Mark Mix, President of the National Right to Work Committee. Our mission is a simple one. We are committed to protecting workers' rights. We believe that everyone must have the right to join, but no one should be forced to pay tribute to a union in order to get or keep a job. Following is an interview with a victim of the U.S. Department of Labor harassment designed to get him to turn over his employees to forced unionism. A United States Department of Labor employee decided it was his job to do whatever it took to win this battle over a private employer and his employees. The government official, who was a former Service Employee International Union representative, used his appointed federal power to intimidate. This true story illustrates how far union officials have gone and will go when they control the federal government. It also describes how workers are deliberately denied a secret ballot election and the harassment that workers suffered as a result of the SEIU's card check forced unionism scheme. SEIU union goons physically assaulted workers, visited workers at their homes, filed numerous false claims, and stated that they would never allow the workers to have a secret ballot election. The video you're about to watch is the full interview with our SEIU corporate campaign victim. To watch the 5-minute version of our interview, go to our website, nrtwc.org, and watch Exposed, how SEIU's corporate campaign used Clinton's Labor Department.
Hi, my name is Randy Schaber, and I own a local real estate and development company here in Sacramento, California. And I'm also affiliated with a number of other companies in Sacramento, including a building maintenance company, which is a fairly large company in the area. I contacted the National Right to Work organization because I had concern about the proposed Employees Freedom of Choice Act. And my concern stemmed around the fact that the proposal is really not a Freedom of Choice Act. It was really an act that centers around coercion and intimidation in terms of getting employees to sign cards as a way to involuntarily join a union. I have a specific experience with that particular organization tactic that I'd like to share. Our particular experience started in the mid-90s when all of a sudden we heard about union organizers showing up on our workplace. These were not employees, but these were paid organizers by the Service Employees International Union. And what we were hearing from employees is that these organizers were coming to their homes, trying to get them to sign cards in an attempt to unionize the workforce. We were a little surprised at that effort because at the time we just happened to be the largest building maintenance company in Sacramento, and we couldn't understand why we were being targeted because we paid higher than union wage and we paid better benefits because we were a service organization and the service is our product, and so we wanted the best employees, and so we pay the best wages. So when we heard about the effort, we decided that what we would do is contact some of these organizers and do what we thought was the only thing to do is to offer them the opportunity to let our employees vote in a secret ballot election, federally sanctioned and supervised by the National Labor Relations Board. We were stunned when the union organizers responded to us and said, "You don't understand. We will never let your employees vote." And we were a little perplexed because we didn't quite understand what they were talking about, because we thought naively that the only way you would let employees form a union is to let them vote in a democratic process. And we were quickly alerted to the fact that that was not what they had planned as part of this unionizing effort. And again, these were paid union organizers. We believed at the time there was 8 to 10 paid organizers hired by the Service Employees International Union, we'll refer to as SEIU, to carry out this particular campaign. The organizers continued to contact employees. We were getting feedback from employees about what was happening in terms of these attempts to get them to sign these union authorization cards. And we continued to call for a secret ballot election. At this point, the press was starting to pick up on the unionizing effort, and And we decided to just take a hard line that we were not anti-union, we were pro-employees' right to vote in a secret ballot election. The campaign went on, and we were starting to experience some regulatory pressure that was being exerted by the union in terms of their filing of complaints with the National Labor Relations Board. And this was during the time of President Clinton and Secretary Robert Reich, who was Labor Secretary at the time. And the NLRB was very pro-union, and so basically they never saw a charge they didn't like. And so we started to experience some of these tactics and the pressure associated with those tactics. And then we received a call from another building maintenance company in Denver who had seen some of the news press that we were receiving. And he called to basically inform us about what was about to happen, because he had experienced the same exact campaign by SEIU toward his company. And it was at that time we learned about the so-called corporate campaign strategy and tactics that are used as part of these organized, scripted campaigns to carry out a card check process to unionize employees. And basically what we found out is that the strategy of a corporate campaign is a two-pronged strategy. The first prong is designed around filing numerous unsubstantiated charges with regulatory agencies so that these charges, not proven charges, but these charges could be used in a virulent public relations smear campaign, not necessarily designed to smear the company, but more importantly, to be used to intimidate the customers of the company. And the strategy there is to get the customers intimidated to the point that they will start to cancel the targeted company's contracts. And the idea is that the company will then start to experience a decrease in revenue, while at the same time they're spending inordinate amounts of money defending itself through attorneys, public relation companies, etc. And so the combination of the increased expenses and the decreased revenues is intended to force the company into capitulation to the union's demands. And once we found out a little bit more about what the strategy was, and we were basically told that our employees would never have the ability to vote in a secret ballot election, we decided to take a hard stance. One of the things that was given to us by the company in Denver was this corporate campaign manual, which was prepared by the Service Employees International Union. And this manual is the actual script that they follow chapter by chapter to carry out a corporate campaign. And it talks about regulatory pressure, it talks about legal pressure, it talks about the tactics that the campaign is going to embody in terms of trying to extort the company, in our case our company, into capitulating to their demands. And their demands were basically to force our employees to sign cards, and once they got 50% of the employees to sign these union card recognition documents, then they could formally ask to be recognized and have the employees come into the union and without a secret ballot election.